Delta 18, do you copy?
I'd rather not waste any more time. What would you like?
Yeah, I'm still checking the area. Check back with me in 5.
Sounds like a plan. See ya.
Oh, hey guys. Welcome back to the King Kong review series. It's been a while, but I'm glad to be back. So for the last 2 runs, we took a look at the history of Kong, its many sequels, rip-offs, remakes, and parodies. And this year, we're gonna do something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm here in the jungles of Skull Island to uncover the mystery of the lost King Kong films. What are these lost films, you might ask? Well, most of them are either deleted scenes or projects that never saw the light of day. Oh, like this one right here. Now I know what you're thinking. How can I review an unproduced film if the footage doesn't exist? Well, from doing tons of research on the internet, as well as using a shit ton of stock footage, I think I can go ahead and reconstruct these films if they were given the chance to see the light of the projector. I mean, if TCM can release a version of Lon Chaney's London After Midnight using only photos, I can do the same with these Lost Kong films. So, let's not waste any more time and take a look at our first review, which is a few deleted scenes from the original King Kong. I am, of course, talking about the missing spider pit scene. The story of this and several others begins during the pursuit of Kong through the jungles of Skull Island. After retreating from the swamp, being chased by the Brontosaurus, the crew comes across Kong fighting a pair of Triceratops through a raging quicksand. Kong fends off the horned creatures and retreats to the log chasm, with Jack and the others following behind. Unfortunately, one of the sailors is separated from the group and is chased and killed by one of the bull Triceratops. As the crew continues the pursuit, they come face to face with a large Styracosaurus, who chases them towards the chasm. There, the crew encounter Kong as he shakes the log to fend off the sailors, who are trapped due to the Styracosaur on the other side. As the crew fall into the deep ravine below, they are then attacked by a frightening group of spiders and other creepy creatures, and are eventually eaten alive, with the sound of their deaths heard as loud and shocking. So what are my thoughts on these lost scenes? Well, to be honest, they're really interesting. They show a lot more of the inhabitants of Skull Island, as well as give us a few more frights. As most fans probably know, the missing spider pit scene has become a legend in its own right. Willis O'Brien even stated that it was one of the best animated sequences he worked on in the film. The scene was filmed and apparently shown to test audience, where from word of mouth was so shocking at the time, people ran out of the screening and fainted from the horrors they saw, which compared to the scares that we see now in horror films, really says something.
I can't even describe it, it's horrible. I just couldn't take it. I'm gonna stay out here for the rest of the movie.
But when Merian C. Cooper cut the scene out, he said that it was not due to the shock, but because it stopped the story. And to be honest, I kind of agree with him. None of the main characters are dropped into the ravine, and the sailors could have easily died from the fall of the ravine. Since they cut it out, the scene remained unknown for close to 30 years. But then, in the 1960s, the popular movie magazine Famous Monsters of Filmland by Forrest J. Ackerman showcased the first known photo of the missing spider pit scene, which fascinated many Kong fans, including Peter Jackson. And since then, many other photos of the scene were discovered, and by this time, the hunt was on for one of cinema's greatest holy grails.
There's all sorts of tantalizing rumors, as I guess there is with any mythology. There's people that believe that a really detailed hunt through film archives in Asia might unearth it, because depending on exactly when the spider sequence was actually removed from the film, you know, people are thinking, well, possibly it actually made it on board the ship to the Far East.
And what of the other deleted scenes from the original film? Well, from many discoveries, there were several bits that were cut out. The Triceratops scene was created due to Willis O'Brien wanting to use the test footage he had shot for the cancelled Lost World sequel Creation, where a hunter is chased by a bull Triceratops. We'll talk about that next time. And he didn't want the footage to go to waste, so the idea of Kong fighting off these two creatures would have been really cool. But unfortunately, all that remains of that bit are a few storyboards and the Creation test footage. The Styracosaurus scene was created for the reason of why the sailors didn't go to the other side of the chasm when Kong attacks, which actually is a bit of a plot hole when you get down to it. The scene also went through several takes. In fact, the scene originally had a prehistoric rhino called an Arsinotherium, but was redone with the Styracosaurus. This scene was also cut due to the tightening of the film. Other scenes, including Kong's climb to Skull Mountain and other bits in New York, were also tested and animated, but again, they were cut out due to the length of the film. Especially because in the Skull Mountain climb sequence, Kong's face looked a little rugged due to the lights melting the foam rubber during the animation process. In fact, the one that gets the least amount of gripe is the shot of Kong's fall from the Empire State Building, as seen in this test photo. Seriously, why the hell did they cut that shot out? There have been several rumors and speculation of where the footage went over the past 80 years, but sadly from my perspective, I believe the footage was destroyed. Because back then, there was no such thing as DVD bonus features, so anything that wasn't used was kind of a waste of space, and that's a real shame. However, for the 2005 2-disc DVD edition of the original film, Peter Jackson, being the fanboy that he is, recreated the missing Styracosaur and Spider Pit scene as a special bonus feature. Jackson even has most of the original stop-motion puppets as reference for the crew at Weta Workshop. He even got director Frank Darabont and COG76 Rick Baker to assist him on the recreation.
Let's just go back. So we've got 3 is 3, yep, okay, and 4 is back to 2. So 2 and 4. No, 5. No. 1 and 4.
Is there going to be a quiz after this, Ted?
Yeah, this is too much like hard work.
As for the recreation itself, it's pretty damn impressive, but who knows what the original scene would have looked like. Overall, these scenes are very much lost treasures. They're full of a great deal of history and are worth looking into if you're a hardcore Kong fan. It's a good 8 out of 10, worth checking the web for. So while these deleted scenes are the stuff of legend, next time we'll be looking at another lost project of Willis O'Brien. So tune in next time as we take a look at the 1931 production, Creation. I better keep moving.